The madman actually did it. Donald Trump defunded the World Health Organization, the WHO. Holy shit. I honestly was not even sure if that was even possible. If that was something he could do. Like, it is the World Health Organization. Like, how much does the United States have a stake in that, really? Do we fund the entire thing? No. Trump is just like, no, you are defunded. And now there are several people on shills. Oh no, you can't do that during a pandemic. Well, yeah, he can, because fuck the World Health Organization. Fuck everything they've done. I hold them directly responsible for everything that's happened with Corona. They are shit. This is their handling of this, the misinformation they've put out there, like saying it can't spread from human to human. That's the thing I'm seeing people point out a lot. I seem to remember they were also declaring it to not be a pandemic for weeks and weeks when I had been considering a pandemic for quite a long time. I had first become aware of Corona Chan in January, right? They didn't admit it was a problem until March. They were clearly buying into Chinese propaganda being controlled by the Chinese, these filthy communists, to defend the Chinese honor. Just no. Unacceptable. Corona should never have been an issue. It should never have left China. People should have been more reasonably prepared. And the World Health Organization is the organization that absolutely should have been on the front lines on preventing this from becoming a full-blown epidemic. Yet they refused to do anything. They kept making excuses for months and months and months until they simply couldn't do it anymore. And now Trump is doing something about it. I'm really wondering just what the situation was in the White House, because I think they were probably trying to deal with it as best they could behind the scenes. There's no way Trump wasn't aware of this before the public was, at any rate. And now, this is absolutely a good thing. This is absolutely a very, very, very positive thing. For one thing, a lot of people I know, people in the medical field, notice I use that in air quotes. We're citing the World Health Organization as a reliable source of information for Corona news when it clearly wasn't. If you were, as well informed as I was, things like, masks don't work, which was clearly propaganda because they totally fucking do. Like, they simply didn't want people to go out and rush the stores to pick them all up. It was a really disgusting situation, and I am glad to see them being taken down a peg. And I think once people are aware of this, it's kind of interesting because I've been following this. I don't follow everything that Trump does. Of course, I've been busy. I've been focusing on building my career and stuff like that. I'm actually handling the pandemic better than most. Honestly, my life is pretty much unchanged. I was just thinking that, hey, the only thing that's changed is that I'm not really going out and smashing as much. Other than that, though, the big problem with Corona, the big problem from the get-go was that it wasn't really being dealt with. Like, people were trying to pretend it wasn't an issue. And the World Health Organization was a big factor in that. Like, oh, look, the World Health Organization, they're declaring it's not a pandemic. No, that's not how pandemics work. It was already out of control long before they they declared it to be a pandemic. They were slow, they were irresponsible, they weren't forward with the facts, they were lying about the disease, how it spreads, what it can do to people. Honestly, I don't think it's even really public knowledge as to what corona does yet. Well, for one thing, because it's completely misunderstood. It's completely not understood, I should say. Nobody knows exactly what it can do for you. Like, I've heard speculation that, like, we might not know everything. We might not understand corona completely until years down the line, and when everything it does to you, it might be years before we understand how the disease works, right? Because we haven't gone through the process yet of how it messes with people. I do think self-isolating and is doing a lot of good, right? But this is really, 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 really should have happened a long time ago. And the reason it didn't, the only reason it didn't, the only reason the borders weren't shut down and people stayed home and people died at all was because the World Health Organization delusionally, or rather, in the interest of the Chinese, convinced the public that it wasn't something. Tried to convince the public that it wasn't something to be wary of. Fuck the World Health Organization. They deserve to be defunded. We probably need to form, I don't know, some Corona task force, some kind of plague team in the United States that can sort of that's willing to look past political things, because again, it was kind of obvious what was going on in China, even to people, observers like myself. I was just casually watching China. Even I was aware that something was up. So it shouldn't be too difficult to get on top of this thing. The big measure to stop plagues like this from happening in the future, to stop more Chinese bioweapons from escaping from labs in Wuhan, we need to stop globalization. Like, we need to stop, importing endless amount of products from China. Get our manufacturing out of there. Stop really. There's all sorts of things we can do, but defunding the World Health Organization is absolutely a good start.